Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. It's a little bit late on Midweek Magic, but doesn't really matter because no real deck tech here when it is Momir. So for those who are not familiar with this very polarizing format, you get a deck that's all basic lands. I think you still get snow covered basics here because of some cards. And you pay X, you discard a card, you can create a token that's a copy of a random creature with mana value X from all that is available in the arena right now. Actually, they've included several cards that are otherwise not available in the arena. But basically, it's really a random creature. Activate only as a sorcery, only once each turn. We're gonna see what has changed. Actually, they have done several things to change it out. The most basic version of this, it's all basic lands. Sometimes they would add a few spells to the mix, so to provide a little bit of extra interaction. That is the most interesting take on that one so far. There was one version, War of the Spark, where they added planeswalkers to the mix. That was also polarizing for a very different reason. We'll see what has changed this time. Okay, so it is pretty much the same as before. You notice that we do have a few spells here, but first things first, we will just play land and pass. The general rule is you don't emblem on 1, 2, or 3. Well, actually, you start embleming at 3. You don't do it at 1. You really don't do it at 2. And sometimes you check if, like for example, here we have a King Darien. This is probably better as a drop than as a random creature. And here our opponent gets a Colony Rat. A lot of the 2-drops are really sad, so that's why we do not bother. Now we're actually on the lookout for another. Now this one only copies a permanent you control, so that's one thing to check. This one usually gets discarded, but depends. Sometimes you land a really big creature, so you do pitch it. Now I am actually gonna just take this one. There are a lot of ways to interact now, so we're not gonna risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, if you're already invested for the 2, you might as well invest for the 3. Let's see what you get. Opponent gets Prickly Marmoset. That's not gonna happen. I believe there is no cycling in this set. We get 10 to pass. We probably will pitch this one. Also, we want to be on the lookout for this, but that's fine. Hey, this is much. Well, it's plain Jane, but nothing wrong with plain Jane here. So let's see if we can hit the blue source. I probably would still not cast the Changeling. I might actually pitch it because I do want to hold up 6 mana just in case. Though realistically, we're probably holding up the 2 mana for the indestructible effect. Opponent now going for their 4. What do they get? Oh yeah, now there is an interesting thing here. As soon as we get the release of March of the Machine, tokens will now be able to transform. It will make these guys a lot more interesting. But for now, we are going to just we're just gonna swing with this one. Let's see if our opponent takes the trade. Most likely they just take the 5. They might also chump block. Okay, they're going for it. Which is admittedly very weird because there is an onboard trick here actually. Oh, it puts on King Darien, so I do have to use this. And did that, we cleared the board. Not bad. Probably going to. Yeah, why not? I'd see an argument for skipping, but we already invested it now, so might as well. This one not so great. But having these cards does inform us why we should at least have at least 1 mana of every color. And probably aim for multiples of red, black, kinda, and red and black usually because they tend to have decent upkeep effects. Opponent's going X equals 5. Let's see what they hit. Ooh. Well, it's a 5/4 flyer with not much else. So, still missing the blue. Now, there is a warning to not go for 6 because you could auto-lose. Actually, you can't auto-lose anymore because of the inclusion of these cards. So, the Bills and Lottery is not a problem anymore. 2 damage to target creature. Sure. Hold on. What's the full effect of this? Ah, yeah, it's just 2 damage to target creature. Meh. And yeah, we'll offer. No, opponent concedes. Kind of. We were gonna start bashing on them. Now, I would say that our opponent might have conceded a little bit too early. There are many good cards that can get you out of this. At 5 mana, 6 mana, 7 mana, there are like a lot of bounce and otherwise removal effects that you could use. So that is a good way out. So I personally would not give up that easily quickly, but I can see why. You're already kind of behind in multiple. Already it does emphasize why do not emblem at 2 mana. You just don't. Please don't. Okay, let's see. Law Mage is binding, so we definitely want to go for white-blue first. Let's try white-blue-green. Let's see if we can hit the Ancient Lumber. Not though. Actually, oh, this is actually new. So a bit on the unexciting side. So probably also this can sometimes backfire if you have a lot of creatures with high power rather than toughness. So probably I might actually bin the Ancient Lumber Knot here. No, there will be some cases where it's good, but we'll see. I'm not too convinced about that. Also, we have Rip Apart, so we are looking for red mana as well. But we'll probably go for green. Yeah, I will pitch the Lumber Knot here. We don't actually have a way to cast it, and even if we do, I am probably not incentivized to cast it. Also, is this the same opponent as the previous one? Now I want to have a way to look back. Actually, our opponents disappeared, which makes 0 sense. It's Momir. It's supposed to be random. What are we expecting? Oh, does our opponent have a hand that's all? Oh my gosh! Because there is no mulling here. Did our opponent just have a hand of all non-lands? It's also possible our opponent just disconnected. Anyway, we're gonna go for the X equals 3 now because, and a quick venture into the dungeon. Now we can return to. Now returning this is kind of bad. So, what dungeon do we venture into? Because the likelihood of us venturing into a dungeon again is very nil. Okay, but our opponent holding this up indicates that they do have a sorcery. Since it's white green, it's probably that split card that I played a while ago. Yeah, let's see. If I were to venture, probably just the scry one. Let's see. Now which is weird. But now that we don't have, now that we have non-lands, scry one's actually not looking so bad. Also because we don't know if we're going to get another reliable, consistent dungeon venture. So another land. Well, we're about to hit 6, so we can put, and we kind of want different colors. But I suspect our opponent has just disappeared here. So, because this is the weirdest possible format to kind of go, I'm just gonna drop a report. Maybe our opponent just had a really bad connection. It does happen, and that's fine. Usually, one report doesn't really mean anything. It's only when you get multiple reports, then it means something. Not like I've had someone ask me, what, what, why you're gonna report me? I'm the one with the, I'm the one with the problematic phone, the problematic internet, etc. It's your Wizards is not responsible for your phone. They're not responsible for your internet. That one is your responsibility before you decide to play. If you are not able, if you realize that you are not able to continue a game for some reason or another, don't worry. If you don't make a habit out of it, you won't get penalized for it. It's only when you make a constant habit out of it, that's when it becomes a problem. So many apologies for that non-game. Though I would say, well, at least we're starting to get gems now here. I might actually play more than 3 games just because of that non-game. So that person's name was Ryan Teeter. I should have paid, no, that one I should have paid attention. Okay, so we do have the turn 3 King Darien. Also note that we have the turn 3 Cabaretti Charm, which is an option. Provides blockers when you need to. Provides extra blockers in case of emergency. This does incentivize playing the emblem early, which I still do not recommend. Though a 2/1 flyer is a good drop, I would say. Am I incentivized to catch up? I could try for it because I can pitch the croaking counterpart, no problem. I still technically would have a card. We'll try it out. Oh! Hey, not bad. We can... Oh, so we have options now. We can snipe the blood. We can definitely snipe the Bloodcaster. That's for sure. That was a good one. We can also opt to just, if we're just swinging, I can just opt to play King Darien and swing, because that will mean we're hitting harder. They could have a rip apart, which they're gonna use. So no biggie. We will probably play. Oh, we have our own rip apart, but I will probably play King Darien first. You can also kind of gamble for 0 drops, but there are a lot of dead cards you can hit. Most notably cards with X, like say Stonecoil Serpent, you'll just get nothing. You might hit an Ornithopter. Death Touch, Prosper Tomebound, so this will be super annoying. We have a Rip Apart, but let's see. Exile the top card, you can play that card. Creatures you control. I will need multiple creatures just to, but we'll take the 2. So we have our first game, if I may say so. Take a look at that. Hold on a second. Hello? Eka ka na? Yala. Sige, katanita po. I-eka din. Okay, sige. Okay, sige. Okay. Okay, now the reason I opted to swing with that one is if he blocks, I get Rip Apart. If he doesn't block, I just make a 4. Now, thankfully we have been playing 1 mana of each color, so we could actually make a bunch of flyers. We do end up I think, yeah, I believe our opponent played that card from exile. So, yeah, they're going to be drawing a lot of extra cards off Prosper. Plus the extra treasure, so we are slated to lose. We would need another green and we would need another white source just to combo. Opponent gets Muldrota, they can play a land and cast a permanent. Oh wow, that's, yeah, we're so do have an option, but I think our opponent is just holding back here. Okay, we will play the black here. We do have the option to just copy. Like, I could make an additional flyer, start swinging, but what do we do to hit back? Nothing really. If I'd say I could copy their Prosper, which is super sad, but it's not the worst thing. Also, we know that they have a Savage Smash, so they're about to nuke one of our cards anyway. Though I do have King Darien to keep it alive. Well, we'll copy a non-frog. So our opponent can, well, cast a Snide. It really means just play a land off the graveyard. They can Savage Smash, but we do have King Darien as an option. So we have that safety net. Still not looking very great for us though. Opponent does play a land off the graveyard. We'll probably get. Okay, so goes for the Savage Smash. We are going to sacrifice. We are going to take a lot of damage though, but we can still block something, so that's not too bad. Hexproof Indestructible. We're just basically protecting the frog at all costs now, which is not the best thing to do. We are admittedly playing from behind. We could take out the. We could snipe this, then start putting +1/+1 counters, but then we do have a. Okay, not looking very great. But I definitely want to. No, Frack Enchantment. I definitely want to snipe this now, though. It's put in another creature. Thankfully, they did not have a response. We are admittedly taking a huge hit here, but I already knew we were playing from behind, so can't complain too much about it. Maybe we hit an out from this one. Oh, hold on. Yeah, X equals 3. Oh yeah, I have to auto paste. Let them know I am sacking the treasure. Two for vigilance. Well, we're basically playing roadblocks right now. But the opponent is going to get further ahead than we are. And actually, the blood tokens get good because you are now discarding them for a lot of other things. Yeah, Prosper is really a really solid hit. Probably will Urtai Resurrected. Oh, they would. Well, that's fair in this. Oh, they do it. Do they have another removal for the frog? Yeah, they did. Well, let's see what we can draw to dig our way out of this. We can still play this. We don't get the treasure bonus, but so that leaves us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. X equals 7. Cabaret Charm. Just as blockers, but realistically, I don't think it's gonna help us. And we can concede this one. But that is the nature of Momir. Sometimes you will get dunked on. Which is perfectly fine. It's not like you paid good money to play this format. It's a freebie as it is meant to be. Cannot complain too much about it. I'm fine with it. Oh yeah, I still haven't done the report. Let's... Okay, that's some... What? That's... I do suspect that that game was really just called away, and it does happen. But you... Okay, so we keep getting King Darien. Game really wants us to have King Darien. Oh yeah, I would like to hit red though. Arbalest Engineers would be a really solid drop, even if it's just for the Power Stone token. It works perfectly fine with the factory. I would... X equals 1. Hey, that's a... Now that is a very lucky X equals 1. Usually we do not play X equals 1s because more often than not you're going to whiff. But now that our opponent played that, we are forced to play an X equals 2. Well, I could attack, start the ball rolling. Our opponent, because Toxic is really inconsistent at this point, so I don't mind it too much. Also, if we hit red, we do have the option to just ping it for 1. We'll see if we get there. Yeah, yeah, sometimes you just get really lucky, and the game becomes interesting. Jorkadim, this one not really interesting. This does work nicely with reconfigure cards now, so there are some ways to actually equip. So most likely I play any of the... It's another target creature. Just swing for 1. Give me the 1 poison. Okay, missing the red, so not quite there. Let's see if our opponent blocks. Oh, they're actually going to go for the block. Okay. Though we are kind of swimming in planes right now. It's a tap ability, so it can only target another creature anyway, so no dice on that one. This is very good with the board state. By itself, that said, we do want to aim for 5 here. Opponent definitely aims for 3. If they've been this aggressive that early, we have the option to be likewise. But yeah, I really want to play Arbalest Engineers, even if it's just for the ping for 1 damage. I'm also thinking that there is another possible strat. No, where they like say hold back to defend, but Relic Robber kills combat. Now take note, this has to deal combat damage. Opponent can actually activate this now and actually give us the construct. Oh, they're not going for it. They're not that greedy. Okay. Well, we still missing the red, but we're... Maybe we hit something good off the X equals 4? Okay, no, that's really good. Now, this one can't block, so I am actually free to swing with this one. But I might rather just hold this back anyway. No, I actually want to swing. And the reason for this is because we are going to start pinging each other a bit, so I really want to get them as low as possible. And if they have removal, I just sacrifice King Darien. King Darien really solid in this. I'm really surprised our opponent didn't go for this one. Was the 2 life not worth giving me the free creature? The token can't block anyway. Oh wait, because it'll be a 1/2 and I can attack with it. Oh, now they're going for it. Okay, we'll take. I probably would aim for this one also in case I hit haste. Actually, there's some tension there. There are a few creatures with raid which you want to play after you've attacked, but sometimes there's haste. Now, if I remember correctly, the number of cards with haste outnumber the cards with raid, so generally you want to go before. But still, yeah, sometimes you'll get that awkwardness. Okay, opponent goes for the X equals 4. Hits. Ooh, so no one is blocking. If no one's blocking, everyone's attacking. That is how we go. Also note that we do have an on-table trick here. Yeah, sure, we ping, but we're pinging everyone anyway. We're just pinging ourselves a little bit faster. Yeah, cancel first. This time we will swing, see if our opponent wants to block. If they block, we have the combat trick. If they don't block, we just make our 5 drop. Okay, combat trick it is. And we still get a blocker, not bad. Yeah, sometimes you actually just walk into it. So our opponent can choose to ping themselves again. Well, no, they can pay real mana. Nope, croaking counterpart. Except it's a 1/1. And this has trample, so are you sure? Wait, they're gonna go for an X equals 2 at this point, but will they? Because they can hit us here. Just really sad. If we do hit our red. Okay, they're going for the X equals 2, pitching the Lumber Knot. They get... Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, which they already did, they wouldn't have known they were going to hit this. So, yeah, it's a slight non-bow. Opponent deciding if they want to give this one... If they want to just hit me again, but with King Darien actually negates the negative effect of me getting a 0/1 by at least giving me a 1/2. So sure, I take 3, he takes 1, but he's not surviving this situation. Well, we did. Well, yeah, opponent concedes there. I was gonna go for the 6, and I was gonna go for the 6 in this ring anyway. The Relic Robber kind of imploded on them. So here we go. Got ourselves some solid games. I am tempted to do one more. Yeah, let's do one more. Why not? And to a Vanish into Eternity, yeah, it's fine. It's not the worst. Otherwise, ooh, we still keep getting. Well, this time we don't have the Weens to cast King Darien, but and there's a bit of well, definitely playing the Forest first because that is the one we have. We need white mana anyway to be able to cast any of these. Definitely want black and red if we want to cast this, so that's something to consider. Now that I think of it, our opponent actually, yeah, every time they hit us, it was an even trade in health, so it was mostly an even trade in health up until that last part. So again, we are not embleming on 2. We will definitely play Darien on 3 and just hold up Mage's Law Binding. Lol. When we decide not to play Momir. We'll see. We'll see what our opponent hits here. Opponent actually pitches their King Darien. They will get themselves... Oh, Spirit or a card with Disturb. There aren't really any, so... Yeah, this is how it's done. You always play King Darien. Though King Darien actually negates the weakness of... well, but it's still really sad. If you hit a Hydra... Actually... This is a very interesting question. What are the 0-cost creatures that are available in Historic? I am now curious. What would we hit if we go for those? So let's set it up. Converted mana cost equals 0. Yeah. Then the format is Historic. Opponent goes for X equals 3 Momir. And I need to set it to non-land. Ooh, they hit the Grease Fang. Nice. We're probably gonna just Law Mage's Binding that one. So, nope. Super type creature. Yep. So you could hit the Chamber Sentry, which is enters the battlefield with for each color of mana, so that doesn't count. Hangerback Walker would be... That's actually okay because you can actually put... you do have an alternate means of putting +1/+1 counters on it. So that kind of works. I could just go for the X equals 4. Because this one is just a beater right now. There are no actual vehicles. Probably actually gonna just pitch... Probably just gonna pitch Morit. There are some cases where it's really good. Ooh, I'll take Hidetsugu. Let's see. Or then Ornithopter. So the real hit and 0 is... Actually, we're missing a few things. Yeah, Stonecoil Serpent would count here also. I think there's another creature. Oh yeah, it's because it's still loading. That's why. I'll check it again. Opponent gets a 2/5, though it adding colors of mana is a big deal. Sacrifice a creature, scry 2's probably no. Exile top card probably. Attacking is weird. Why would you do that? And its activated abilities can't be activated, so we actually can lock. We can actually lock the Accomplished Alchemist. I think I will do that. Because there is no mana ability limitation here. Triskaidekaphile. Oh, we can draw cards. So we have an interesting out here. I am willing to swing Hidetsugu. Our opponent will need to block with their other remaining creatures to get... So let's do that search. They're probably just gonna chump, which is fine. It's not the worst thing on the planet. Is Asmorano in Historic? Hold on. Am I searching the right thing? Hold on. Turn on the search. Historic format. Search. Okay. Nope. Hangerback, Ormendal. Yeah, Stonecoil Serpent, Ugin's Conjurer. So 0 is mostly a miss. With the exception of Hangerback Walker, I would say. Opponent goes Rescuer on each other soldier you control, which you don't have any. Prevent all... Oh, that's a nice flash trick. Opponent can probably swing at us for 4. I will... Nope, they're not. Playing the long game, I see. Okay, we can now... We can now unleash the Inferno, I guess. So I'm actually gonna just swing. I'm gonna swing again, see what our opponent does. Our opponent might chump block, thinking that it's just a 1-for-1 trade. I might even have it be a 1-for-1 trade because this is an instance. The problem with Momir is that if anytime you leave mana up, it looks super weird. It makes 0 sense. Now it's 4 mana to draw a card, so I'm probably actually going to just hold on to this forest this time. Opponent might now be forced to play a 6-drop. We could be in trouble for that. The Law Mage's Binding looking mediocre. It's not the greatest. We do have the option of just pumping King Darien, milking as many tokens as possible. Opponent drops a 6/6. Can't be blocked except by Soul. Cabaretti Charm. Now there is a... Now most likely what we will do here is deal damage and give indestructible. Actually, it's a question. Is this more valuable? No, I would say the King Darien's actually more valuable right now. We'll trade. You can draw. We'll just draw a card end of turn. Opponent is now playing normal Momir. We've kind of cleared the board out a bit, so not the greatest situation here. Also, I want to check Unleashed Inferno. It's a mana value check, so let's see what they hit. 5/5, Flying Lifelink. If you have more life, gains double strike, so we'll start drawing cards here. We can hit an 8-drop. We can also hit the Arbalest Engineers, but it really does nothing in this situation. So I think we go for the 8. Ooh, okay, Vigilance Ward. So opponent's creature will get double strike next turn, so that is a problem. It's gonna be a bit of a race. So this has Vigilance Ward. It doesn't have any trample, so our opponent just needs to make 1 blocker and this will run away with the game. Which kind of makes sense. It is a 7-drop. If I have a way to sacrifice this, that nets me 8 mana, but then we have to start counting. What? Opponent goes for X equals 8 into a 7/6, deals combat damage, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Opponent can chump block this, that's the problem. Opponent not chump blocking this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we go for another 8-drop again. And there we go. That's what happened. Good things come to those who wait. Now, it's not the end of the world. It does become really annoying if our opponent ends up hitting their own Avacyn, but in that case we then do the Triskaidekaphile plan. Though I would prefer, then in that case I want to start dumping blue mana. Let's see. Nope. they hit an Elder Deep Fiend when you cast a spell. Oh, they did not cast it, so that is actually a whiff. And opponent concedes the Avacyn Angel of Hope. That one gave us hope there. I'm surprised our opponent did not swing with that one. The life gain, they could have swung, they could have blocked. It would have put us in a lot more pressure, because then we'd be dealing with a 5/5 flying lifelink double striker. But thank you to our opponent for not attacking into that one. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, wishing you guys a great rest of the week. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.